Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Big up to everyone over on Chelsea Fan TV as well. And welcome to another live stream and your daily transfer update. And it's kind of been a mad day today. Not too much news going on. Chelsea was obviously Mauricio Pochettino's first official day in charge as Chelsea manager. He's been added to the club website and all that sort of thing. Will start work properly on Monday. Players start filtering back on Tuesday. We've had another 2 signings announced, another 2 youngsters in Alex Matos from Norwich and Diego Moreira from Benfica, 2 18-year-olds, both signed on free transfers. Another couple signed in the younger age group. So you look to build towards that project 2030. Levi Colwill's assurances and guarantees that he's going to be a first-team player before he signs a new contract at Chelsea. Otherwise, he would be prepared to move. The retirement of former Chelsea player Cesc Fabregas. And we have also had the mad situation of Twitter today, where obviously it's all fucked. Elon Musk's been moving mad. Whatever, like rate being exceeded and all that. It's been pretty hard to get any tabs up, but I've somehow managed to find a few on the For You page for me. And I've had to use a couple of my own tweets, which I've had to access through the notifications, so I can't even see any tweets on my own profile. It's all been mad, and like obviously I don't think we're going to miss too much news because no clubs are going to be announcing any shit whilst Twitter's like it is at this point in time where no one can see half of it. It's a business at the end of the day. They're going to want to post stuff and publish things when they're going to get maximum engagement, maximum eyes on it. So it's certainly not going to be anything whilst Twitter's in this sort of limbo as it is. Musk moving mad. Obviously, it's an attempt, in my opinion, to try and get more people to move to the paid version of Twitter Blue, which is an absolute con. So yeah, you don't need to be doing that. But yeah, you sort of do feel like you're in the dark, because particularly like in the season, not too bad. Bro, Twitter's not down. Twitter is fucked. It's been like that for a while. But yeah, obviously, in the season it doesn't really matter that much. But when it's transfer news, and you wanted to find things out and you can't refresh any of your Twitter stuff, all you can do is get notifications and can't really read anything. Then yeah, it's not ideal. So hopefully we have a resolution to this. Elon gives his head a little bit of a wobble, and things are all good when we wake up in the morning. But I don't think that is likely. But yeah, people, there's a few bits to get through as always, guys. Already 150 of us locked in across both platforms, people. So make sure you smash the likes on both channels and subscribe to both channels as well if you haven't done so already. Let's say hello to a few people in the chat. By the way, guys, let me know where you're tuning in from around the world as well. Caicedo news, nothing new other than what there's already been. We're live now. Worst fan channel TBH, you don't have to watch. But no, nothing's been forgotten about the stream. What else we got? So what people saying? Don't see Chelsea relying on Madueke. Doesn't have any products. We're not going to be 12th again, no. Yeah, we just got to be patient, guys. I'll get into all this. Is Rayan Cherki a Mount replacement? I guess Mount / Havertz it could be. Yeah, I think Caicedo will come. But let's wait for next week to see more potential on that. CFTV, yeah, big up CFTV. Twitter is bugging. Any new news? No new news, no. No, I don't think he does. We're going to get into this. We are going to get into this. Yeah, Rayan Cherki looks like a top level baller. Obviously, he's not a centre forward like Benzema, but he's a very, very good player. Any update on Caicedo and why it's taking so long? No update. It's just one of those things. Nothing new to report on it. A bid will be going in next week, I believe. Bring back the 80s. I mean, that's a bit before my time, but maybe when I was a bit younger, the old teletext used to have a little look on that. Don't really remember that well either. Yes, Michael, big up. Honestly, between Wirtz or Cherki, I'll go Cherki. If he isn't doing well in pre-season, we can always loan him to Strasbourg. I mean, I don't think Cherki would go to Strasbourg, though. But yeah, Cherki looks like a baller. Yeah, no, he does look like a top player. Ridiculous, all these teen signings needing quality first-team players now. Surely, no, I don't think so. Twitter is working as intended. What, to basically fuck people over and try and make them to pay for it? Twitter was working fine, and now it's being ruined. But yeah, hopefully, as I said, we'll like it's mad. It's mad. Like it's like literally, like I don't even know, 800 tweets. Like I'll scroll through a couple of things and then I'm out and I've limited out again. It's an utter nonsense. Yes, big up my guy. Mate, all this Elon shit is blocking the Ornstein and Fabrizio daggers. No here he goes or anything like that. Netherlands, Serbia. Yes, big up to the people. Just seen a car go outside the ground in a cab. Fair. Big up. Not I mean, injury prone. He had he had an ACL injury, which could happen to anyone. We've got US, we've got South Africa in the house. Big up. We've got Jamaica in the house. Yes, big up, my guy Francis. Hope we're good. Evening, Philip. All good, my guy. Jesus loves you. Thank you, mate. Do you think Diego Moreira will be loaned out to the French Chelsea, or do we keep him? I think he'll be loaned out. I've watched work. The problem with comps is anyone can look good in comps. But yeah, no, he's a talented boy. What flag is that? Is that an African flag? I can't really. It's a black flag, is it? Fair. Cherki's quality. Yep, he is. Thing is, you, man, are a poor man's Arsenal TV. You ain't in the know. Arsenal TV, no. Thank you. We should go for Savic to BHE. Will look like another Casemiro. What, Milinkovic-Savic gets linked with moves all the time, and it just never happens. It's like Koulibaly. He was constantly linked with a move for years, year after year after year. Koulibaly was always linked with a move to somewhere in the Premier League. It never happened. It eventually did happen. It was too late. I think it'll be the same with Milinkovic-Savic as well. No new news on that. Caicedo updates. Well, I'll get into all this. I'm just saying hello to a few people in the chat. What else have we got here? North London. Cherki's two-footed. Yeah, this is all good. Something went wrong. Try reloading. We got States. Is that Grenada, is it? Or was that Grenada? Bahamas, maybe? Or Grenada? Or Barbados? One of them ones. We can loan the maps when Elon Musk has ruined Twitter. Yeah, right. Anyway, guys, big up to everyone that is locked in. Big love to the chat and all that. Let's get into things. Let's start actually with the news, where I can actually hopefully get this tweet up as well. I think that's Mexico. Big up to Mexico. What have we got going on here that I can actually find it? I've had to shamelessly bring up my own tweet because I couldn't get access to it anywhere else. Cheers, Elon. Cesc Fabregas has retired from professional football. Announced today at the age of 36, a glittering career, obviously Barcelona, Arsenal, Chelsea, Monaco, Como. He's now going to take up a coaching role of a Como B team in the Italian second division, the Serie B. Yeah, what a player. A real privilege to be able to watch him play in the Chelsea Blue. Obviously, 2 Premier League titles with us, I think a League Cup, an FA Cup as well, potentially. But yeah, just a top player. Fantastic to watch. Really, really special. Guys, in the chat, put your favourite Cesc Fabregas moments as well. If you can, anything you can remember particularly. I think that one against away at Burnley, I'll always remember that shift, that assist for Andre Schürrle, that outrageous pass there. And just, his link up with Diego Costa, which basically won us the Premier League under Jose. Yeah, just a really, really top player. And you start to feel, whether you're my age, having grown up watching Cesc, you start to feel a little bit old when you hear players like Fabregas start retiring. First it was kind of Gerrard, Lampard, Terry, Rooney, and all that. And then when you sort of get Fabregas retiring, you're like, fuck, you start feeling a bit old. It's kind of weird. But yeah, obviously Cesc, legend of the game. What a top player, real top player. So good to watch him. He just had an eye for a pass. He was so intelligent. Popped up with a few goals as well. Yeah, just a top player and a top guy. And I'm so glad, that his talent's got to win a Premier League. That's what happens when you leave the red side of London and come to the blue side. You win the big shit. You win the big shit, like the Premier Leagues and all that sort of thing. Kind of mad, though, for someone that's played for so many top clubs. Never won the Champions League. I always found that strange. Didn't win the Champions League. So yeah, I guess that's the only thing missing from his collection. But World Cup, Euros, it's not too shabby. But yeah, some great memories of Cesc at Chelsea. What have we got here? What a player he was! Absolutely, Ollie. Pleasure, bro. Pleasure. What have we got here? Chelsea legend of the game. The pass to Schürrle is so good. I mean, you'll see it in all kind of Fabregas comps or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, I mean, look, just a top player. A privilege to see him play for Chelsea. One of the big reasons, along with Diego Costa, why we won that Champions League. And yeah, just a top guy as well. I remember watching Michael Owen come on as a substitute against Liverpool 17. Well, I don't remember that, but yeah, you do start to feel old. But by Gabriel Kudos, they should choose one for us. We got Cesc kick the ball at a ref away to West Brom. I do remember that as well. Yeah. His goal versus Arsenal against Czech. Yeah, always good. Hello. Yeah, all good, my guy. Do you consider Fabregas a Chelsea legend? Thing is, legends are. I don't think he was at the club long enough to be a legend. I think you can certainly put him down as a cult hero and a fan favourite. Legend, I think, should really be reserved for the likes of Cech, Drogba, Lampard, Terry, and those guys. I'd personally put him down as a cult hero and a massive fan favourite. I don't know if a legend for me gets banded about too much. I'd love to call him a legend, but if we're being real on legends, he probably, I don't know if he fits. And let me know what you think in the chat, guys. Is Fabregas a Chelsea? Does he go down? Is he a Chelsea legend? Yeah, that was kind of mad. Do you remember that when they had there was someone at Stamford Bridge had a sign, and it was like get out the three rats, and it was Fabregas, Costa, and someone else. I forget what that was. I forget what that was to do with now. Maybe it was to do with the sacking of a manager or something like that. I think he's definitely a Chelsea hero, a cult hero, a fan favourite. But I don't think he was here long enough to be a legend. But I mean, what a player! A real privilege to see him in the flesh and live. In a Chelsea shirt, fantastic. Top 5 playmaking Chelsea players in the Premier era for sure. Could even be top 5 in the Premier League era, not even just for Chelsea, but just in general. He's a hero for sure. Zola, Joe Cole, Ashley Cole, Hullet, all legends. I wouldn't say Joe Cole's a legend. I do love Joe Cole, but it's tough. It depends what you classify as a legend. Yeah, they hated him. We loved him. Makes you a cult hero. Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. No, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, the rat banners. Yeah, so they obviously thought that it was Costa, Fabregas, and someone else. Yeah, pure class. Yeah, absolutely was. And, signing him and Diego Costa won us the league. Simple as that. It won us the league. And great times. And it's, I don't want to say it's a sad day, but it's always weird when you've grown up watching players and they've done a lot for your club and been instrumental in the way that the club kind of a club's success. Then, yeah, it is great. It is absolutely great. Yeah, it's all good, really. Cesc Fabregas has retired. It was Fabregas, Costa, and Hazard. I mean, those were the days. Those were good times. Maybe more good times are coming to us now, but those were the times, people. I mean, it was great to watch Fabregas play. But yeah, after 2 Premier League titles, Cesc Fabregas has called it a day. So let's move on from a legend is someone who is a reason where we are. So from 03 to 12, Lampard, Terry, Cech, and Cole. Others, Drogba's a legend as well, of course. Costa, Fabregas, and Hazard are the front three. Yeah, also, there's a banner for Hazard too, calling him rat after Jose came out and said he felt his work was betrayed. And it's kind of mad what fans do. With Poch now in, let's rebuild our beautiful club, but we have to be patient. Absolutely. He had to come to us to win the Premier League, didn't he? Yeah, of course he did. He was not going to win. He was winning no Premier League at Arsenal. He was not winning any Premier Leagues at Arsenal. We know that, people. We know that. But yeah, so Cesc Fabregas has retired from professional football. Yes, Max, I'm all good, bro. I'm in the Champions League final in FIFA with Chelsea. Hope I win. Hope you win as well, mate. Let us know how you get on. I don't know if you talked about it, but would you bring William back on a free? Absolutely no. Absolutely not. Yeah, Viali as well. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, people, what we're going to move on to first is the couple of new signings that were announced today, because I've actually got these tweets up. I'm going to have to wait and see if Elon does a little bit of a reprieve and I can actually find the Cherki stuff and the Wirtz stuff. But let's start with the Levi Colwill news. So we covered this a little bit last night, guys. Obviously, conflicting reports. There's Arkansas saying that Colwill had been offered a new contract, whereas Simon Johnson in the Athletic saying nothing had been offered since February, and that was those terms were deemed unacceptable. So yeah, this is where we're at with Levi Colwill. So according to Fabrizio Romano on YouTube, guys, we had Levi Colwill wants to be an important player, have guaranteed game time, and feel important. Otherwise, he would be prepared to move. Now, I know that Brighton are prepared to move heaven and earth to try and bring him back to the Amex. There's no two ways about that. They've already had a club record £30 million bid rejected. I think they had a club record 40 knocked back as well, or they were certainly preparing that. I forget if it went in or not. Yeah, I think Makelele's a Chelsea legend. What a guy. But look, some people are taking this Colwill news sort of in my opinion, in the wrong way. They're sort of taking it as if he's entitled and he's arrogant. But I actually think it's perfectly reasonable at his age that if you're going to sign potentially a 7-year contract, that you have some sort of guarantees that you're going to be an important player and you're going to be part of the plans and have some sort of regular game time. You're not going to sign a 7-year contract without asking those questions, are you? So for me, it's perfectly valid. It's perfectly legit. Like, of course, you're going to ask those questions. Like, who's gonna put pen to paper on a long-term contract without assurances that they're actually going to be an important part of the plans going forward, and they're going to have some sort of regular game time? So I don't understand why people are sort of saying that Colwell's being arrogant, he's being entitled, and all that sort of thing. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why are people saying that? I mean, guys in the chat, what do you think? I think it's perfectly normal, particularly as a young player, where you would be signing this as a as a long-term contract for a large chunk of your career. He's hungry to do well. He does want to stay at the club. Chelsea want to keep him, but absolutely, as any player would, you want to seek assurances that you're going to be part of the plans and you're going to have some sort of regular playing time. Otherwise, what's the point in signing a new 7-year contract if you're just going to be sat on your ass twiddling your thumbs on the bench? It doesn't make any sense at all, guys. So I've got no issue with Colwill seeking these assurances. Obviously, he's currently with the under-21s. There's going to be more talks when he returns from that with Pochettino about the plans for the club, and then hopefully the club will get their act together, offer him a contract that on terms that he deserves and what they feel acceptable. Colwill, yeah, we keep him. Asking for game time is a moot point because it all depends on your game. Yeah, no, of course it does. But I guess what I mean is like the thinking is there to give you the game time. You're not just going to be making up the numbers. You are going to be in it. You are going to be an important part of the plans. Keep Colwill. Keep Colwill for sure. He just wants to make sure he's in the club's plans for the future. Absolutely. No concern with Colwill. I'd be more concerned if he didn't want that, of course. Colwill has confidence in himself. You have to. No one else is going to have confidence in you. As a player, if you don't believe in yourself, then there's no point. You have to believe in yourself. It's as simple as that. You must believe in yourself as a footballer, and he does, and he just wants to seek those assurances. So no issue for me. I think as soon as he starts playing at the beginning of the year, he'll sign. Yeah, for sure. Fofana, Badia, Shield, Colwill, Silva. These are the only 4 centre-backs we need next season if we play a back 4. Chalobah will be a 5th option as well, I think, if he stays. Reports have said months now that the club rates him highly. Yeah, no, of course. Mourinho picked on the medical. Oh, yeah, that was the problem, wasn't it? That's where it all started. No, Poch hasn't done any training sessions today. I think we'll get those Pochettino photos next week. Officially Chelsea manager as of today, but the first session I think will be Monday or Tuesday next week. That's when we'll get our Poch photos. Plus, it's Euros next year, so it's perfectly valid for him to ask this question. Absolutely, because he'll have it. He's trained with the England senior squad. He'll have ambitions to break into that senior squad for the Euros. Singwa, his celebration was absolutely legendary. Oh, yeah. Has anyone heard what's happening with the shirt sponsorship? No, nothing on the shirt sponsorship yet either. It was all very quiet on that. The fall of Twitter, the rise of YouTube. Yeah, guys, you know where to find me. Even if Twitter's all fucked and gone to the dogs, if it doesn't recover from this, mate, you will find me here on YouTube, always talking about Chelsea. Won't be charged for any content. I never ask for super chats. If you wish to use the super chat function, it's greatly appreciated, but I never press people to donate money or anything like that. If you want to use a super chat, great. If you want to become a member, great. It's really appreciated. But ultimately, it's all about interacting with you guys, giving you the free content, giving you my thoughts on Chelsea, shows, guests, and all that sort of thing. Like, this will always be free. I'll always look to get money out of YouTube rather than out of the people that are consuming it. So yeah, hopefully this is the rise of YouTube, people. But I'll be here delivering the YouTube content for many years to come. I think he's not even kicked a ball for us. He needs to earn his place next season. Just curious if people will call him a snake. No, of course not, because at the end of the day, you've got to do what's best for your career. And if he left Chelsea to go to Brighton because he thinks there's going to be more playing time and more options, then yeah. So that I don't have an issue with that. But for me, I don't think we can allow Levi Colwill to leave because he's such a top player. With so much potential, high ceiling, probably one of the best talents to come through the academy in a number of years. I know we've had Reece James recently, Mount obviously gone and all that, but this is another really top talent. So we have to do everything we can to keep him and show that there's a path there for him. I think we should keep Chalobah because most of exactly. One injury, if you trim yourself down to 4 centre backs, one injury and you're and you're kind of fully in the mud, it's a big problem. So you do need 5, in my opinion, for if you're going to operate a back four, you need at least 5 centre backs. We were all raving for Gallagher at Palace, only for him to flop in the Chelsea shirt. Nobody should be guaranteed a starting spot. No, of course, but you have to obviously, he's going to want assurances. He's going to need to see what the lie of the land is at Chelsea, and he needs to be given a chance to prove that he is good enough for this level. Otherwise, that's what it comes down to. Yes, obviously you have to earn your right. You have to be given a chance to earn your right in the first place. The kid is hungry to prove himself, but doesn't want to be benched for 5 years. Yeah, exactly this point. Exactly. No manager would bench a better player and play you just because you were promised game time. If he's asking for just a fair crack, fair enough. Yeah, no, of course, no, it's not preferential treatment. You're just asking that you're going to be part of the plans, and it's going to be a clear indication that if you perform, you'll be given chance, and if you perform, there'll be regular game time for you. Facts, Badiashile and Fofana are both injury prone, and Silva is getting on a bit. Yeah, we absolutely do, absolutely. Yeah, I think the Pochettino press conference will be some point during pre-season for sure. Colwill must be in the team. He's one of the best centre-halves in Europe. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Guys, do you think Colwill will start the first game of the season? Let me know in the chat, yes or no. I don't know. At some point in pre-seasons, I guess any time from Tuesday next week onwards, I guess. What else have we got in the chat? What's going on here, people? Hope we'll put pen to paper. Absolutely. But yeah, guys, let me know in the chat. Do you think Levi Colwill will start the first game of the season against Liverpool in the Chelsea defence? Chalobah's a good squad player, only on 50k a week. Definitely should keep. Absolutely. So yeah, guys, it's interesting with Colwill. I think he's just seeking normal assurances like any young player would before signing such a long-term contract. The club, obviously, you can't say that players they're definitely going to be guaranteed a set amount of minutes, and if you don't get those minutes, then he's going to kick up a fuss. It definitely doesn't work like that. But there needs to be guarantees or assurances that you are part of the plans. You are going to feature and earn a chance to be a mainstay in the side, and there's a clear pathway for you to progress and be a big part of the future at Chelsea. It absolutely makes sense to get those assurances. So let's kind of wait and see what happens. Yet Badiashile's picked up an injury. As we said, Thiago Silva's getting on a little bit. Fofana's been very injury prone as well. I think Silva will start. I think he probably will as well. What we've got here, the fact we are building a young team, surely Cole will be reassured he is part of the first team. Yeah, you would have thought so, people. You would have thought so. Him or Silva besides Fofana, absolutely. Silva and Fofana start. Cole will have to form a working partnership in the games ahead. It's going to be very interesting to see how Levi Colwill does in pre-season, how often he gets used, and then of course we will obviously go from there. People, let's see what happens with him. I'm really excited to see him in pre-season because he really is a top player. He needs to prove himself in pre-season, and maybe he starts the first game. Agreed. Pre-season is going to be so important for a lot of players, not only Levi Colwill, but it's going to be massively important for the likes of Cassidy and Santos and Chukwuemeka as well. It's going to be really important for the new signings in Jackson. It's going to be important for Mudryk, Madueke, like guys that came in January. It's going to be their first pre-season with the club. It is going to be really important. Elon Musk would charge everyone for breathing oxygen because, yeah, my guy loves the money. But yeah, do you know what? At least he doesn't own YouTube, and at least YouTube doesn't seem like it's going to the dogs. So yeah, we're all good at this point in time. He'll definitely get them with Silva when Silva is tired. Silva is aging. I think he's part of the future. We don't want more youngsters to go. And this is another good point as well, people, is that this is, I know we say this every year, but I think this is more than likely going to be Thiago Silva's last season at the club. And, for Levi Colwill, even if this season he doesn't feature really regularly, next season, the following season, he absolutely will be once Silva moves on and calls it a day. There's a clear space for him now. I think there's a clear space for him there this season as well, but even more so next season if Silva calls it a day. Depends on how Colwill goes in pre-season, absolutely. Colwill for sure, Silva too old. If he impresses during pre-season, don't know why he doesn't start. Fair. All depends on Poch, but in a way, it's good he's asking this. Yeah, exactly. I'd be worried if he wasn't asking this. I'd be worried if he was happy to sign a long-term contract and just sit on the bench. That's not what you want. This is the attitude you want from players that are thinking about committing their long-term future to the club. So many new signings and young talents will be great to watch the preseason. It will be great to watch preseason. I'm looking forward to preseason. Guys, I'll be bringing you watch-alongs, providing the time difference is not an absolute nightmare, to all the preseason games. So make sure you stay locked in for that one as well. Will there be a presser with Poch? And if yes, when? There will be a presser with Poch at some point. I've got absolutely no idea when. It'll be at some point in the pre-season. But I don't know when because none of that's been announced. And your guess is as good as mine on that one. But yeah, that's pretty much everything on the Levi Colwill situation. But I guess just to round it out, Chelsea cannot afford to mess this one up and allow another very talented academy prospect to leave the club because they can't agree a contract or they can't provide sort of a clear pathway of kind of what's going to happen. So yeah, it's massively important that we show Cole that it's a clear pathway, that he's part of the plans and he's going to play a big part in the future. But I'm really exciting. I can still see their tweets, but I just can't click on them or go on their page. So you have to wait for the home. You have to wait for the page for yourself to be able to view the home page, your feed. And then obviously if a Romano or Ornstein tweet comes in the feed, that's fine. But you can't view any replies and you can't go on their pages and scroll through their tweets. This is a nice change on the complacency we saw last season. Absolutely. Do you think Chelsea will get another experienced centre-back if Silva leaves? Quite possibly. By Poch's own words, he signed a contract to train, not play. Absolutely. What is your preferred starting back four? I'd probably say James and Chilwell as the fullbacks. I'd probably say Thiago Silva and Fofana. But again, that could be, that other one could change. Could be Colwill, could be Badiashile. But yeah, I think Chelsea should start Levi against Liverpool and keep Silva on the bench more this season. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Pochettino does with Silva, because obviously Poch loves, younger players and working with younger players. And I think Silva will still play a lot of games this season. But I do think the likes of Badiashile, the likes of Fofana and Colwill will perhaps get a lot more games, and Silva will probably be rested a lot more than people might realise. But I don't think Poch is just going to completely discard him. But I do think that perhaps Silva won't play as much potentially as he has done in previous seasons. I hope Hall will get more minutes. He deserves a lot fighter. Yeah, no, he does deserve minutes. But again, it's interesting to see what happens with Lewis Hall. Is it going to be best for him to go out on loan potentially? That's kind of the big questions that we're asking ourselves here at this point in time. Is Johnny Minerals alive, or did he choke on that mineral glass? I don't. Fuck knows. Silva needs to stay to teach younger centre backs. Yeah, no, Silva is staying. I meant the following summer, so like a year's time. I feel this young team is going to do a madness. Young players will have confidence and not going to be late. This is another thing that I actually wanted to get into on this one, is the way that people bang on about experience. Like, we must sign experienced players. We need experience. But yeah, last season when we had our experienced pros in Kovacic, in Aspilicueta, in other experienced players at the club, Sterling and whatnot, Aubameyang and all these guys, we were let down big time by the experience. So experience is not everything. Yes, it's important, but experience isn't everything. It really isn't. Young players are fearless, eager to learn, willing to listen to new ideas, new coaches, and all that sort of thing. Whereas some of the experienced guys, like, that isn't always the case. So I honestly don't. I think it's such a nuanced argument, if that's the right word, that we have to sign experience, because we had experience last season and look how that turned out. They can all learn lots of Silva. Absolutely. Do you think we will go to a back three if the back four doesn't work during the start of the season? Maybe, but Pochettino doesn't tend to play the back three that much. But at the same time, who knows? We can't rule it out, but I think the idea is certainly to move to the back four. Yeah, what a legend. We covered this a little bit earlier, but yeah, top player, what a legend. What do you think of Hall as a backup DM? Again, it's going to depend who comes in, what players go out on loan and all that, but it certainly could be a possibility. I think we should sell Cucurella and keep Hall as a Chile backup. Maybe. Reckon Cherki's a realistic signing? Look, realistic in the terms, could we afford him? Yes, we could afford him. Does he want to come? I'm not sure. It's a tricky one. But again, I think there is interest there, but how seriously Chelsea will pursue that interest and whether that will materialise in a bid or anything like that is kind of anyone's guess at this point in time. Watching Wirtz comps and drinking minerals, guy looks like a baller. Yeah, Wirtz is a very talented player, but you always get that Havertz PTSD when linked with a talented Leverkusen attacking player. Poch is going to turn rubbish players like Cucurella, Gallagher and Mudryk into good footballers. Yeah, look, I'm looking forward to seeing the improvement that players are going to have under Pochettino, particularly the young ones and particularly the ones that struggled last season as well. Give Cole the chance, yeah. Big up, brother. Always enjoy this super chat. Nah, so my guy, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate all the support from each and every single one of you. Mudryk isn't rubbish. Mudryk, yeah, no, he's not. I've invested heavily in Mudryk stocks, and that he's gonna come good this season, guys. I'm almost certain of it. Young blood will at least show how much passion and work on the pitch than experienced ones. Also, they will be scared to lose their place to another youngster like Colwill. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it's better for a young player to be introduced gradually to top-level football for them to realise their potential. Again, though, he has played a season at Brighton. I know he didn't play all the games and all that, but, he has got experience. Don't think State can be our new sponsor as they sponsor Everton on the new shirt. Don't think you can sponsor two different teams at once. No, I think you probably can. Because it's not something I've ever looked into. Cherki I'm a big fan of Rayan Cherki. I want to be singing Poch's praises next season. Absolutely, we all do. Enzo and Mudryk are going to thrive on the Poch. Let's hope so. Experience is overrated. These players have been playing since kids. They just need direction from a competent coach. Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's overrated, but people make out that it's got a lot more impact than I feel it actually does. I think this whole experience thing, whilst, experience is important, you want players that have got experience in the big moments, winning trophies, experience of getting over the line. But ultimately, if you want experience, just go and sign a load of guys in their late 20s or 30s. You want quality rather than just experience for the sake of it. So, yeah, look, I think with young players, they're fearless, willing to learn, hungry, passion, desire. That can't always be said for the more experienced players. Cherki has a bit of the Hazard in his feet. Yeah, if you watch some of his stuff for Lyon, he looks a real top baller. But I'll get into that Cherki stuff in a sec, people. We will get into the Cherki stuff shortly. But yeah, let's move on from this Colwill stuff. A really good feeling in my gut about Jackson. I do as well, but let's wait and see. If we beat Liverpool, start this season on an incredible high. Absolutely. Sends Hall on loan, but what do we do with Ian Martin? We'll sell Martin, I think. Caicedo update. There isn't one. Nothing really. Please let's get Caicedo as soon as possible. We need a tackler there. No. Hall left back, Cucurella and Chilwell reserves. No, absolutely ridiculous. They'll not get into the reserves. We are looking forward to Poch improving the young players. Absolutely. Any updates on Caicedo? No, nothing new. I'm worried about next season. Our squad currently is not good. If we don't get Champions League football, yeah, of course, Enzo will stay for sure. But yeah, look, let's wait and see what happens. We've literally first day of July. There's plenty of time in the window to go. I think we'll see big movement next week on this front in terms of incomings. So let's wait and see what happens. So now's not the time to stress. We've done really good business in the outgoes. We've got a couple of youngsters in through the door in Nicholas Jackson and Angelo Gomez or Angelo Gabriel, I think he's called from Santos. Key to Poch success will be 25-man squad. Absolutely. We all know it's a blend of experience and youth. Give Breyer and Jackson the striker spot this season. Well, they will have the striker spot. It just depends if one more comes in. Smash the likes to pieces and drink the minerals, people. Yep, guys, keep smashing those likes. What are we on at the moment? My channel, we've got 87 of you locked in. Only 45 likes, guys. Let's try and get this to 100 likes again, people. Doing really well. So yeah, hit the likes over on my channel. 45 likes. Let's get this to 100 likes if we can, guys. So just hover over that thumb button, give it a click, and it helps more than you could imagine, people. I know there's a lot of you in here that haven't clicked it. Don't be shy. Just hover over. It's free and it takes seconds. Let's get the likes up on my channel to at least 100 if possible, guys. And over on Chelsea Fan TV, the same as well. Let's get it to 100, 150, even 200 if possible. But yeah, keep smashing that like button, guys. And subscribe to both channels if you haven't done so already. We are on the way. Guys, I am 10 subscribers away from 3,500 subscribers. So if we could get 10 more subs on my channel, the link's just gone into the chat. I will also put the link for Chelsea Fan TV in the chat. We're on the road to 200k over there. Me and the team would really appreciate each and every new subscriber over there as well. But yeah, guys, on my personal channel, I am 10 away from 3,500. So if we could get there tonight, that would be fantastic, people. Joseph, appreciate it, my guy. Only concern I have is the size of our team. We look tiny. Yeah, there's not an awful lot of height or physical presence at this point in time in a team. Maybe someone that's going to come in. Cho was being introduced gradually until he signed a new contract and demanded to play more. Other examples like Livramento, Lamptey went out. Yeah, let's wait and see what happens. What do you think about that? It's a very talented boy, but again, We'll have to see. Fabregas said that Chelsea are going all out for Caicedo, so we'll be hearing more about that in a few days. Absolutely. Good job. Appreciate Henry. Thank you, bro. Both links to both channels are in the chat. I hope Tudor Mendelidou stays as the baller. Yeah, he's very exciting prospect as well. His future's a little bit unsure. I'm not sure if a deal has been agreed or not for him to stay, but his future is also up in the air. Strikers are expensive. It's better we risk with 30 million than 100 mil flop. Absolutely. Way too much youth in our squad. Need some experience. It looks like, though, we are only buying young players with potential. We're going to get into this in a second. The world is changing quickly, and the term young players is slightly underrated. Look at what Haaland and Mbappe. Yeah, those are obviously the top players. But yeah, like young doesn't really mean much these days. Enzo Fernandez, 22, World Cup winner and a Copa America winner. You know, age is just a number in this day and age. Just sign you, maybe, bro. No, I appreciate that, my guy. I appreciate it, but it's nothing without you guys. W channel, Ollie, big up. Who do you think should be the next crucial sign? Well, obviously, it has to be Caicedo, and then from there, I think we need a centre forward, and we could do with another midfield player as well. It's scary what Chelsea are doing. They're ruining Benfica, Ajax business. Let's have faith we will recover, and blue will be the colour again. Blue's always the colour. It's just having a little bit of time off. It's just out of stock at the moment, the blue. I'm really thinking that Mount might actually be a United fan since he was 6. But absolutely no idea. Cherki is a real deal if we manage to get him for sure. Outgoing updates on Aubameyang and co. Nothing. Chelsea rejected a bid from Galatasaray for Aubameyang. Other than that, there's a couple of there's a couple of suitors in Saudi, but as of yet, nothing has been agreed on that front. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But other than Caicedo, we need definitely one more mid. We are now daycare FC. Yeah, we're gonna have. If anyone works in childcare in the chat or anything like that, apply for a job at Chelsea. Plenty of kids to look after there. What do you think of Mike Oxlong? Very funny. Very funny. Almost got caught out there. Eamon, very funny, my guy. Almost got me there. Kindergarten FC. Really hope we spend 250, 300 mil this summer. The team does need a few ballers. We're becoming the New England Dortmunds. Look, I don't think so, guys. New goalkeeper, Amrabat, Cherki world class. Go through Cherki. He looks good, but is he that good? I think he's got a lot of potential. By the way, where's our new kit? No idea. Come on, new Spurs. Good signing in Madison, but other than that, still tricky times with Spurs. By the way, where's our new kit? No idea where it is. One love, man. Appreciated. But yeah, guys, let's move away from this Levi Colwill stuff and let's quickly move on to the latest enrollers into the Chelsea nursery people. We have announced the signings of 2 18-year-olds today. Where is it? I managed to find the Ben Jacobs tweet on the For You page. Lucky me. A double signing for Chelsea. Portuguese under-21 international winger Diego Moreira has joined from Benfica, currently at the under-21 Euros with Portugal. And 18-year-old Alex Matos joins from Norwich, having featured for their 18s and 21s last season. Can play as a midfielder or a forward. I thought I could review replies for these tweets as well. Maybe we're back in business. I don't think we are, though. So, yeah, Chelsea have announced another 2 signings. I presume loans going to go and play in the academy maybe or something like that. I'm not really sure. I don't really know what's going to go on here. But obviously, I don't know. Thing is, 18's at that point where, you need to go be playing senior football. Is it really beneficial to go and play, in a what do you call it? In a just going to play Chelsea Academy. Maybe for Matos, it might be considered he was playing for Norwich in the 18s and the 21s last season. So let's really wait and see on him. But for someone like Moreira, who does seem to be a little bit more talented, it would be strange for him to sort of swap the Benfica sort of youth sides for the Chelsea youth sides. I'm not really sure I don't really know what the plan is for Moreira. To be perfectly honest, I would imagine a loan, but I don't really know. But yeah, guys, in terms of, let me just get to a big dub. What have we got here? We are either going to build a dynasty over the next 10 years or drift to mid-table mediocrity. Let's hope for the dynasty. Big dub. Off to Strasbourg they go. Yeah, I think Matos will probably stay at Chelsea, but I wouldn't be surprised if Moreira maybe went to Strasbourg potentially. It makes sense. No, absolutely never for me. Mohammed, big up for the super chat, my guy. I'm happy to see the end of Georgie and Cover's era. Yeah, look, they've done great stuff for the club, but ultimately it's definitely time for us to move on that front, people. We are like the kindergarten, absolutely. YouTube about to blow up. Yeah, I mean, look, for creators, for journalists and all that sort of thing, if Twitter's going the way that we all think it's going, then yeah, YouTube is the place to be for obviously all your footballing content, people. Can you really see us going for a top striker like Kane? Look, Jackson, I think Jackson's it. Look, if Harry Kane's available and he wants to come to Chelsea, you absolutely make that happen and you do it. But of course, you know, I think that's very unlikely. But yeah, no, you don't just say no to you don't say no to someone like Harry Kane. That's for sure. That's absolutely for sure. Won't be signing a new striker. Won't signing a new striker. Fofana's going to go on loan. Jackson and Broja, again, it's tricky. Again, it depends who's available and kind of what the plan is. Twitter has really killed the fun of football transfers. No, it's great for football transfers, but yeah, obviously I don't know what Elon's playing at. What now for Ziyech? Who buys him? Absolutely no idea. Maybe we have to hope that the Saudis might come back in for him, or he changes his mind and decides to take that pay cut, because greatest of respect to Hakim Ziyech, we need you gone, my guy. You need to go and find somewhere else to play. So yeah, I don't know where he's going. Kendry Pires as well looks a really, really exciting prospect. I can't wait till Blue could get a Portuguese team. We could get good South American talent through them. Absolutely. Strong Tate Morella is the most talented midfielder we have other than Pires. Well, in terms of the kind of the youngsters that we've accumulated along the way. But yeah, it's certainly interesting for sure what kind of the plan is here and what we're doing. They won't give out the big contracts. Charlie, thoughts on David De Gea since we might have a goalkeeper? No, not for me. I know he won the Golden Glove last year, but he's a goalkeeper that is on the decline. And at this point of time, I'm not really sure how much better than Kepa he really is over the course of a season. Should Chelsea sign Balogun? Again, Balogun, I mean, I don't think Balogun would go from Arsenal to Chelsea, and I don't think Arsenal would sanction a sale. But Balogun is an exciting player. But again, if you've got Jackson, why are we bringing Balogun in as well? Both the same age, and we've already got Broja on a similar age as well. We can only loan out one player per team. I don't know if that's a situation or not. I don't really know. Kane won't come to us with no Champions League. Well, Spurs have got no Champions League as well. But yeah, I suppose, yeah, I get your point. And if Kane's wanting trophies, then as much as we want to think that we're the go-to place for the trophies, like ultimately we're not that close to winning trophies at this point in time. We've got a super chat here from Kian or Kyan. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Big up for the donation. Massively appreciated. People are going to get confused with arrogance between Mount and Colwill. Mount wanted double to money he didn't deserve. Colwill wants game time. I mean, actually, reportedly, I mean, I know people don't always trust Alex Goldberg, but he's mates with Mason Mount. He's got contacts with the camp, and he said in a Twitter space last night that Chelsea had agreed on a contract with Mason Mount for 190k a week, and that was the one that was pulled. He wanted to sign it, and it was pulled apparently. But yeah, look, for Colwill is absolutely sure. You know, he wants game time. Obviously, he want decentish money. Obviously, not as much as Mason Mount's on, but yeah, they've been mediocre midfield. Neville's conspiracy theories collapsed after Ziyech. Yeah, absolutely. We are buying too many youngsters. What do you think will happen? Look, I think what's clear here is, by the way, I'll just get a few more bits in the chat. Buying too many. Situation is in France is such that our Strasbourg kids can learn pretty decent close combat skills. Yep. We won't be going in for Vega. The Cherki links, I think, were just from Simon Phillips, who is actually pretty reliable, actually, in fairness to him, saying that his sources have told him that there is interest from Chelsea in Florian Wirtz and Rayan Cherki, but whether that interest is going to be followed up is another one. Shine speed, fair. Cole should be getting game time now. Koulibaly is gone. You would think so. Fabrizio reported Sabitzer is only 20 mil. We're not going to get Sabitzer. Fofana wasn't given a chance. Already out on loan. Yeah, he'll be out on loan. 88 Chelsea fans watching. Hit the likes. Yep. Guys, if you're locked in on my channel, there are 91 of us locked in now, people. Let's get these likes up, though, guys. Only on 63 likes with 91 of you locked in on this Saturday night listening to me chat about Chelsea. I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get those likes up, guys. Click the little like button. Don't be shy. Hover over that thumb. Give it a click. It massively helps me out. And guys over on Chelsea Fan TV, big up yourselves. Make sure you do exactly the same thing, people. It's free and it takes seconds and it massively helps out the channel. What does Colwill need to talk for? look, I don't know. Look, he just wants. At the end of the day, I think it's just a perfectly normal thing to do. I don't have an issue with it. Ultimately, he's doing what any young professional would do in their career, and it is absolutely, in my opinion, the right thing to do. Chelsea, please sign Caicedo. There's no updates, on Caicedo, guys, other than the personal terms are agreed and the bid is coming in soon. Should be more on that next week, I would imagine. But yeah, that's currently where we are at this point in time with Caicedo. Nothing's changed. No, he's not coming to us. We know that. We know that. If Chelsea drop 130 on Osimhen and 30 on Cherki, I'll forgive them for last year. I know everyone likes Osimhen, but I'm not sure. For me, I don't know if the Osimhen situation is the right one to go for, if I'm being totally honest. Kane, any day if there's ever a chance to sign it. Oh, absolutely. If there's a chance to sign him, you take it. We need world-class and experienced players. You do need a touch of experience, and at the moment you would say we are lacking experience, but as I always say, that experience over the years hasn't really served us that well. So there's an argument to say, well, why don't we go down this route? Young, fearless players who are hungry and eager to learn and determined to prove themselves in a Chelsea shirt could be a better route to go down. I don't know. I hope they fix Twitter tomorrow. I hope so as well, but it's not the be all and end all. We'll still be here on YouTube doing our thing. Loads of interest in Vega from different clubs. Be interested to see if we can get him. Well, yeah, there is interest from Vega from various clubs, and I think actually, if we're being honest with ourselves, Vega's an easy deal to do, providing he wants to come. You're just activating a £34 million release clause, and it's just negotiating if you're going to pay it all in one or how you're going to do it. So that shouldn't be a difficult deal to do if he wants to come. Just to go for Luis Chavez. He's one who scored the fantastic free kick in the World Cup. What, from the Mexican player? Probably not. I don't know where he plays his club football. Does anyone know where he plays his club football? Colwill needs to read the room. We now went through a rough period with Mount and Kai. Just do like James. Look, Colwill will play next season. I'm pretty certain of it. Need to sign 2 players before pre-season starts. I would agree on that. No news is good news with these owners. Yeah, exactly. I think what we've got to take, guys, is that no news is good news. I think that's the way that we've got to look at this one. Is that kind of no news is good news. Not much tends to happen over the weekends anyway. I think maybe tomorrow evening we could get something, but I think it's more likely starting Monday is where we are gonna obviously get our stuff, people. Happy new month, guys, and we should support our new manager coach. Yeah, absolutely. Don't want Osimhen. I don't think so either. If only Tony didn't get banned. Yeah, I know, it's peak. No new updates on Caicedo. Kane would be wonderful, absolutely. Other than Champions League run, what did experience do for the last 3 years? This is my point. Yeah, Champions League's massive, and we're absolutely very grateful for that. But experience hasn't really been getting us very far in the last few years, particularly in the league as well. We haven't really competed for the league. We haven't competed for the league at all since we won it. So yeah, there's that train of thought, as I've been saying, that experience hasn't really got us that far, people. So why are we why is everyone banging on about experience when actually the experience route hasn't really been doing it for us? So let's try something different. Fair. Plays for Pachua. Good news, Will Ryan's no longer on loan and back in the squad. Guys, we're ready to cook and we're ready to dominate. Surely he's out of contract. He must be out of contract. He must have signed a 5-year deal whenever he signed, but he has to be out of contract. There's no way he's still got years left on his deal. Chelsea need to sign this midfield: Milinkovic, Savic, Caicedo, Amadou, Onana, and Barella. I think it would be good. I think Chavez plays for Pachua. I don't know about going for him. I probably don't think he's good enough ultimately. Is Jackson actually confirmed? Yep, he's Jackson. We did it in the stream yesterday. Jackson was unveiled yesterday, pitched in the Chelsea shirt, a few quotes and all that sort of stuff. So he is fully and done. Update on Cherki. Chelsea have an interest in the player, but other than that, it remains to be seen as to how seriously they're going to follow through with the interest on Cherki. But again, a very talented boy. Mohammed, big up for the donation. Appreciated greatly. When are we going to stop buying all these youngsters? It's increasing the net spend, but not improving the first team in the near future. Yeah, this is kind of I think this is a fair. This is. I guess it's kind of a fair point here. Is that whilst it's clear the route that we're going down, the route's obviously twofold. It's signing a load of young players and hoping some of them come good, so you pick up good players for cheap. And there's also the other way it's going to work is by flipping a lot of these players on for profit, because at the end of the day, not a lot of these are going to make it at Chelsea, are going to be a success, because that's just how football works. Not every single signing is going to work out, and more likely than not, they are they are probably, I don't want to say they're going to flop, but they'll be flipped on for a profit. And these guys are of a young enough age where there's resale value there and you could at least make your money back or make a profit. So that's part of it. I guess the other part of it as well is that, we're going to be hoping that maybe in 2, 3, 4 years' time, we're going to have some sort of super team. But then I absolutely get the point as well that, it's all very well having that plan for the future, which is great, but it needs to work in tandem with a plan for now and how we're going to be successful now and get ourselves back to winning ways. And that's the big thing. How do those two things combine? 3 FA Cup finals in a row. No youth player like Colwill would have so much chest at Bayern or Madrid, but at Chelsea, every Jack and Jill is making demands like they own the place. Colwill press is the same as what we were hearing last season about Broyo. We could ignore noise. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. We still have a lot of players to sell. Yeah, no, we do. The owners made big mistakes at the beginning, but I feel they learn from the mistakes. Yeah, no, I think so as well. I think now that the football structure's in place, there seems to be a clear plan of action. Bodie's and co have taken a bit of a step back from that situation, from sort of the footballing side of things, and more focused on the business and off the field stuff. I'm confident that things are going to be good. Baba Rahman to be signing a new 8-year deal. Jesus Christ, Imagine that. Experience got you 20 years success on the Roman, 1 season. Look, the experience over the last 20 years, yeah, of course. But I mean in the more recent years, outside of the Champions League run, where's it kind of got us? And it's not like there was loads of experience. Yes, we had Kante. Yes, we had Kovacic, Jorginho, etc., Thiago Silva. But there wasn't loads of experience there, really. There was a bit more than we got now, but there wasn't a lot. No, Champions League might be a blessing in disguise. Yeah, no, I think it will be. Now, of course, people can say, oh, you're only saying that because you're not in it. And of course, we want to be in it. It's going to be shit watching midweek European football and we're not there. But given the fact that it's going to be a very new squad, players need to get to know each other more, and it's a lot more time to get ideas across on the training pitch and work on things. That's going to be more beneficial for Chelsea in the long run, absolutely, I believe. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that it's shit not playing Champions League football next season. No, this is what Bodie did with the Dodgers. Flooded the system with talent. It helps everyone. There's no downside to it. I wouldn't say there's no downside to it, but there's minimal downsides because as I said, if these guys work out, you get good players for the first team for cheap, and if it doesn't, then they're young enough and there's resale value to flip them for a profit or at least get your money back. So, yeah, I can understand there's different ways to approach it. I can understand why people are sort of feeling slightly optimistic or a little bit worried about the situation because it's not a situation that Chelsea have been in before. We've always signed ready-made players that are already at the top of their game. We've never gone down this route before. So let's kind of wait and see what does happen on that front. I think it's going to be interesting. I don't think we're really going to have the answers, people, until we get a few years down the line on whether a lot of these youngsters are going to work. Only we will spend 100 million on strikers and they flop. Our best players in the last decade, Kante and Hazard, cost 70 million together. Yep. The youngsters, the bargain signings over the years have done the best. Azpilicueta, 7 million. I think Gary Cahill was around the same sort of price. I think we paid 15 million pounds for Nicolas Anelka in a January window. Not spending the big money signings don't tend to work out, and the cheaper ones tended to have worked out a lot better for us. So why not go down a different route and try something different, people? We need fresh meat to prove himself. Kane is already a legend of the PL. Osimhen is price overrated. For me, it's going to be between Vlahovic and Lautaro Martinez. Todd Bowley is buying prospects for 15 mil. That's mad. It is kind of mad, but that's where the market is nowadays. That's inflation. That's probably only about 4 or 5 mil back in the day. But now that kind of turns into 15 mil. The amount of money in football and the way the market's going, that sort of money for younger players is going to be the average, I think. Once we acquire Rio Ave plus Strasbourg, yeah, we could be cooking big time. If we don't invest in youngsters, we're going to keep getting scammed from Brighton. This is it. We're going to keep getting scammed from teams like Brighton. I think that's fair. We're overpaying for kids who are worth under 1 million. I don't think that. These two are free transfers. But look, I think in fairness, if no one's going to if these guys work out, then no one's going to mention the money, and that's kind of the sort of the hypocrisy of football, is that people are moaning about the price and stuff before we've even seen these players kick a ball. And if it works out for the best and they all do well, then no one's saying anything. So yeah, it's a funny game. Problem is, the 5-6 terrible transfer winners are full of takeover. It's put us in a terrible position. Yeah, exactly. This is what I've been banging on about, people. The reason why we've had to sign so many players in January is because the recruitment for the last 4, 5, 6 years under Roman was absolutely fucking dreadful, particularly in the last 2 to 3 years of his reign. not planning ahead with the squad, allowing players contracts to run down, not addressing positions that need to be addressing, signing players without thinking about whether their attitudes, their character, whether they're right for the squad, how they're going to fit in under the manager that's in charge at the time. Really, really poor situation. The degree of the interview where Levi said many people praise him and he doesn't see why because he notices himself that he still makes many mistakes. I haven't seen that. Was that one? It might have been one with the Athletic potentially. I think the strategy of not going for big names is a good one. I'm from Napoli, and they have done. Big up for Napoli. Yeah, exactly. I could imagine that when Napoli signed Kvaratskhelia from Dynamo Tbilisi, I think it was in Georgia. I can't imagine too many Napoli fans were thinking, "Oh, this is going to be a good signing." I don't think anyone would have ever heard of him before, and what a signing that's turned out to be. So. Just because you're young or you're unheard, people haven't heard much about a player before, it doesn't mean they're bad and it doesn't mean they're not going to have an impact. We have to move away from this way of thinking that just because you haven't played for a big team or you have as an individual haven't heard of them, that means they're shit. We have to move away from that way of thinking. But big up from Napoli, congrats on the Scudetto as well, first one since 1990. Big up to all the Napoleons. I don't even think that's the right word to use. The Napolis, the Napoleons, is that how you refer to them? I don't know, but big up to them anyway. Cole is 2 years plus 1 on his contract. I think it's 1 + 1, so 2 years left on his contract. Chelsea have lots of time to negotiate just in case. Yep. Even in the Roman era, we signed plenty of youth. People don't remember the loan army. Yeah, but the problem is, though, none of them really ever made the first team. Who starts in midfield next season? Enzo and Caicedo in the pivot with, I guess, rotation options of Gallagher if he stays, Carney, maybe Lavio if he signs, Santos if he doesn't go on loan. I think that's probably what we're going to end up with. Again, Wirtz, very talented boy. He's come back well from his ACL injury that he suffered. But again, you sort of get that PTSD from the Havertz transfer. And it creates inter-squad competition for sure. Shavindra, big up my guy. Roma interested in Hakim Ziyech, who is determined to leave Chelsea. Well, if Jose wants to do us a solid and take Ziyech to Roma, then he can be our guest. Absolutely no problem on that front. If Jose fancies doing that, we need to get rid of Hakim Ziyech somehow. So yeah, let's hope that is the case, people. Let's hope it's the case. But yeah, we'll hold our breath on that one. I was expecting an announcement on the website. We've already had the announcement on the website from Poch a while ago. We had that. We just haven't had any official interviews or any official club media from him. But I would expect that to come next week. Do you remember when Spurs was above you? Yeah, but do you remember when Spurs last won a trophy? I don't think my memory goes far that back. I don't think they're factoring in any of the youngsters in the immediate plans. No, I don't think a lot of these guys that are signing won't be in the immediate plans. I don't think there's any issue with looking to the future with the strategy we are using. But, as I always say, football's unique. You've got to think long-term, succeed short-term. So, yeah, which are two things that are kind of contradictory in themselves. But, we can think long-term with the signings we're making there, but then we also need to make signings that are going to address the short-term issues as well. And I do believe that we are doing that and we will do that. So I don't have an issue with this. Wolves overspent on Fabio Silva. No, he's been out on loan at PSV and places like that. It's not worked. No matter what, most of these 15 mil players will probably... Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. Football's a business and we can make a profit on these players even if it doesn't particularly go too well. I agree with Luke. Don't know what Luke said, but yeah. Once our sister clubs are finalised, we will see less Chelsea purchasing the players, but Strasbourg or maybe Rio Ave, similar to how Salzburg signed players and sell it for cheap to Leipzig. Yeah, I think that could be what happens. Absolutely, guys. If these young players work out, what a team we'll have. Yeah, you almost feel like it's a bit of a football manager team. Mixed reaction about the Nicholas Jackson signing on Facebook. Don't really use Facebook. Everyone look at the big names. Farah was unknown and now everyone would love him. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm excited to see Jackson. Yeah, exactly. I am as well. Really hope we go for Rayan Cherki if Gabriel Vega doesn't work out, for sure. Caicedo was playing for the unknown team and look at it now. This is it. Who had heard of Moises Caicedo like 18 months ago? No one. And this is my point. And now, we're looking to sign him for around £80 million. He's played less than 50 games for Brighton. It just goes to show that this approach can work and you can get rough diamonds. We should pay clubs to take Ziyech, yeah, for sure. Young signing's only going to get better under Poch if he is kept in the jog long enough. Yeah. Wirtz, bro, that would be hijack of the century. It's not really a hijack, but yeah, I mean, Wirtz would be decent. But again, it's just that worry of kind of the Havertz PTSD. No new Caicedo news, other than the fact we've agreed personal terms and a bid should be going in soon, but no new news. There's no need to overfill the squad when we are playing one game a week next season. Let Poch cook and we go from there. Big up. Yeah, Sarri's boy, big up, my guy. We might need a young centre-back. No, I don't think we need any centre-backs at this point in time. But if more players decide to leave, if more centre-backs do leave, then yeah, we will have to start to get some centre-backs people. But I think at this point in time, it's all right. Could you name an 11 now of our current squad and be confident facing up against Liverpool? No, not particularly, but, it's a good job that we've still got about 6 weeks until the season really starts. There's plenty of time to get business done there. Plenty of time. Charlie, who are you hoping we get after Caicedo? Yeah, I'm hoping a striker, maybe a Lautaro Martinez or a Dusan Vlahovic. But again, who knows? We could be in a situation where we go with Jackson, Broja, and Nkunku potentially. I don't know. How many new signings? 5 or 6? Well, it depends what kind of signings we're including. If we're including these kind of ones for the future, then it could be a lot more than that. But if we're including guys to go into the first team squad and play straight away, I think you're looking at Caicedo, a goalkeeper, and a centre forward. I think 3, maybe 4 if we go for a second midfielder. But I think for the actual first team, you can expect 4. But if we're going to include other youngsters and all that sort of thing, you could expect maybe double that. Could be up to 8 or something like that. Absolutely. We were not happy when the club signed Farah, Kim, etc., but they turned out to be class players. The term Italian is Napoletana. Oh, almost like the ice cream sort of thing. Second team's always been Chelsea. Fair. Big up. Napoletani. Right. Okay. There we go. Oh, Neapolitan. Is the Neapolitan ice cream? Is that anything to do with Napoli either? Have I just lost the plot? 2008 League Cup. I remember that. I think it was Jonathan Woodgate scored peak times for us. We will have all this talent, a few after bang. Yeah, you would think so. One big problem with the Moreira guy is he's not direct at all, struggles to beat a man sometimes, but great potential if drilled into him. Yeah, this is the thing though. These young players have got so much time to develop and so much time to improve as players and kind of sharpen up their all-round game. So yeah, I don't see why some of these guys won't be a success. To be fair, it's more than just signing unknown names. You need a manager that is willing to take the risk and play unknown players. Yeah, and this is a very good point here as well, is that at teams like a Brighton or a Brentford or whatever it might be, there's you've got a better opportunity to just chuck these guys into the team because the pressure isn't quite as big. Whereas at Chelsea, where you're expected to win every week and challenge for the big trophies, it's quite tough to chuck these young players in and take a gamble and accept that, you might lose a few games, but in the longer run, it's going to be all right because you're giving these guys experience. That's where you've got to have a manager that's got balls, that's got bollocks, and is prepared to kind of give these guys a chance. So let's wait and see. Slim James or Muscle James? It only works when we actually play them, not a game here and there. No, I agree on that. You have to have consistency as a young player. Sounds weird, but I'd be really happy if our window was Valencia goalkeeper. Mamavashvili, I think, Caicedo, Everton's Rayan Cherki. Yeah, that would be a good window if that was the case. My concern is this ownership buying youngsters for profit. No, look, I think that's going to be part of the model for sure, and some of these players will be sold on for profit. No two ways about it. But I think it's a good business model, and I do like it. I think the multi-club model will be good for us as well. Cherki better than Wirtz. No more Bundesliga, please. This doesn't work well. And Kunku's from the Bundesliga, so that doesn't work. We are fucked. Will be signing another striker? I don't know the answer to that question. I'd like to think so, but the reality of the situation is, guys, I'm not too sure if we will. It's a little bit of a tricky one. Are those transfers counted in this transfer balance or the old one from the past season? Well, these are 2 free transfers, so no money goes on the books for them at all. I think people forget that Chelsea had one of the best Prem defences last season. Yeah, absolutely, we did. It's the top end of the pitch that is the problem. The top end of the pitch, we're 30 to 40 goals short of where we should have been, which is a lot of goals to find. Anything happening? Eze, thought we were looking at him. No, I haven't really heard anything on Chelsea looking at Eze. Top player, though. Really hope we stick with Jackson as our main man. There isn't a need to spend so much on a striker when we have so many backups and no Europe. Yeah, potentially. I do agree there. The future looks exciting. Can't wait for what's in store for us. Big up, Charlie, up the Chelsea. Yes, big up, my guy. The future is exciting, but there are going to be bumps along the way on the road, people. It's not going to be smooth. It's not going to be plain sailing or anything. There are going to be some hiccups, guys. I'd be okay with Broja and Jackson if there was whispers of going for Tony in January if he's still lingering. Yeah, I floated this theory a number of times. If we do try and get by to January with Broja, Jackson, and Nkunku, and then we bring in a Cherki or a Vega or whoever it is to rotate as in that number 10 slot, and then we go for Ivan Toney in January. I mean, I floated that idea, took a bit of stick for it, but it's a possibility. But for me at the moment, if we're going to get another striker this summer, it certainly is looking like it's going to be it's going to be a Dusan Vlahovic or a Lautaro Martinez, neither of which are massively exciting. But then on the flip side, as I've been saying, maybe, some guys that perhaps aren't massive names, they're obviously big names in football, not kind of the top names. Maybe that's a route that we need to look to go down. I think we should go with our current striker and go for Tony in January, quite possibly. I wonder if we still go for Osimhen. I mean, we might be able to go for him, but I think trying to get him will prove to be very, very difficult, particularly if top clubs of Champions League football are sniffing. Goalkeeper is not a priority at this point. We have not midfield. No, we need to sign a number 2 keeper, because I don't think that Slonini is ready, and we certainly don't want to be going with Bettinelli. Dodgers ain't really successful. I hope all this isn't just about money and don't fancy waiting until 20. Dodgers are successful. They've not finished outside the top 2, I don't think, for like the last 10 years or so. The Dodgers are successful. Agreed with Tony. Happy to take him on a deal now for 40, 50 and use him for January. Remember, he can train with Chelsea from September. True. Chelsea can make it top 6 this season at best. Look, I think we've got to try and aim for the top 5 of the Champions League. But yeah, we just need to get back into some sort of European football and kind of wait and see what happens. Reckon it's possible to use Broja and Jackson till January and then go, this is what we've just been discussing. Like, it's a tough one because we've been so short on goals and we're desperate for goals. Like, you are taking a massive gamble relying on Nkunku, Jackson, 2 guys that are new to the Premier League, and Broja, who doesn't really have much experience at Chelsea, to get you goals for half a season. Then you sign Tony, who can't be played till sort of middle to end of January. And then realistically, he's not going to be match fit till kind of end of February, you wouldn't have thought, start of March. So you're almost going a whole season. But look, it's a massive gamble. It's one that you probably wouldn't take, but it's certainly an interesting thought to have, and it is one that I've thought about and brought up a number of times. But I mean, I wouldn't say no to it, but you are taking a massive gamble, and you have to back your guys that they're going to stand up and deliver from the get-go. And, with young players and consistency and all that sort of thing, new to the Premier League, new to Chelsea, that could be a tricky situation. Havertz 2.0, sign Wirtz and use him as a 9 despite never playing for Leverkusen. Let's do it. Yeah, let's never learn. Let's do it. I don't want to see Ziyech and Lukaku turning up at Cobham next week. Yeah, well, that might happen, unfortunately, people. And Nkunku was a PSG product, so there's a big difference. Agreed on that. The whole point of the multi-club is to scout and recruit in different regions. Chelsea cannot sign more than a certain amount of youth from abroad due to Brexit. I don't know the exact ins and outs. This is the model. We are Red Bull 2.0, looking for the best potential long-term contracts and flip. I don't see anything wrong with that. Football's twofold, business is twofold. It's about making money and all that. And if some of these players work out, great. And if they don't, then we sell them for profit. And it's kind of win-win situation. The signings like striker and extra midfielder will depend on preseason performances. We need extra midfielder and extra midfielder. Maybe that's slightly different, but I still think we need a striker. You really want to go with Tony after what he's done? Madness. What he's done? He's got an illness in terms of he's been a gambling addict. Like, I can't use that against him. I'd stick with Jackson, but buy Tony to use from January or sign. Osimhen, not a fan of the mid signings like Lautaro or Vlahovic personally. If I had to choose out of 2, it's Vlahovic. Any deal, fair. Chiesa, again, he's another one that is a top player, but since he's come back from injury, he hasn't quite looked the same. I wouldn't take him. I don't think we really need him, to be honest, either. This is why we shouldn't hype our youngsters. His Shylock agent has got his ear, making demands of guaranteed minutes. I don't know if he's demanding guaranteed minutes. I think we're gearing up for Harry Kane. I would love that, but I unfortunately can't see it happening. But with Todd in charge, never say never, people, because it could well potentially happen. You just never know, but I think it's very unlikely. Do you really think the club are going to buy a striker who's been banned for gambling? Yeah, of course. Why not? It's that, like, that's not a crime. Obviously, like, it's just because you're addicted to something. It's like saying that no one that's been a drug addict or an alcoholic should ever have a chance at working again. Like it's not. I don't think it's a problem. That he's obviously got a gambling addiction, and that's bad. And it's sad that he's got that. And he needs the help. That he needs to seek the right help and stuff. But absolutely shouldn't be something that's used against him. And people saying he shouldn't be signed is just nonsense, in my opinion. I really just hope the fans give Poch and his team time 2 seasons at least before we worry. Agreed, but I don't think Chelsea fans have got the patience for that. Jackson won't be ready for the PL. Need experienced striker. To be honest, I'll prefer Vlahovic. Fair. Is Twitter working now? I don't think so. All I can see is my notifications, and that's it. I get notifications through, but I'm getting nothing on my laptop. Nothing will load. So yeah, it's all fucked basically. Gonzalo Ramos, Rui Costa, and Benfica are not going to want to deal with us again anytime soon. That's absolutely clear. There's no chance in hell that those guys are going to be wanting to deal with us anytime soon. Chelsea was clueless up top last season, absolutely. Look, I don't know. I don't think Lautaro Martinez is pure rubbish. He's had back-to-back 25-goal seasons in all comps in Serie A. He's not rubbish. No chance for Kane. Goldberg mentioned last night the wages. Chelsea won't sign anyone this window who's already on 200k plus. Fair. Ramos has everything, guys. Yeah, look, he's a very good player, but Rui Costa and Benfica are going to want big money. I don't think he's going to go to the negotiating table with us again. In my opinion, perfect midfielders Caicedo, Barella, Cherki, or Kudos, and maybe Milinkovic-Savic. Fair. Need the midfielders to chip in with goals too. Cherki or Wirtz. I'd probably go Cherki for me. Kudos is quality too. Yeah, he is. It's very risky, but the striker market... no, it's not. The striker market's not great, guys, which is why we're kind of finding ourselves having these conversations. Like, would it be that bad to go with a Jackson and Nkunku and Breyer and maybe try and sign Tony? I don't know. Like, there's no real standout strikers on the market apart from Kane and Osimhen, which we're not going to get either of them. So you are slightly limited. There's Kolo Muani as well, who I do quite like. But let's wait and see what happens. I would take Mitrovic if he can't get a start. Fair. They've already blown the budget last season and now doing damage control. No, look, we haven't blown any budget. We've sold the players we needed to sell. This massive squad clear out was needed, and now we're heading in the right direction. We're going to start bringing players in. We need mature players, we need mature top players, not kids. Again, this divides opinion, this conversation. Tony and Stake equals problems. The guy that keeps calling us, we literally bought RB's best player. Yeah, we did. Spurs would be stupid if they turned down 80 to 100 mil bid from us for Harry Kane. I won't lie. I'd be very upset if we spent big money on Kane. I wouldn't be upset if we spent big money on Kane. It's guaranteed goals. People have to stop putting so much emphasis on the owners for these dealings. We have a full board now. Yeah, exactly. This isn't on the owners. That obviously, there's a collaboration in the direction that they're going and what they want to do and all that. But, this isn't something that should just be blamed on the owners. And, ultimately, this could be a good thing, people. And, people criticize things or they don't like it because it's new and they're not used to it and it's the unknown. But, guys, this could be exciting. You do never know. Back to the dogs track, mate, when your time is up. Right. SJK, I don't know who that is. Should Chelsea have at least gone in for Szoboszlai? Yeah, look, I think we should have tried for Szoboszlai, but obviously I think, Chelsea perhaps looked and were interested and whatnot, but ultimately it's, the Szoboszlai thing, Liverpool moved quick on that. We obviously weren't that interested, or if we were interested, we just moved kind of way too late on that front. But I would have liked us to have gone from him, but yeah, it is what it is. Premier League's bans a player for gambling, but advertisers Sky Bet. Yeah, no, it's all fucked. But gambling sponsors are gone from the 25-26 season, but it is mad. And Bowley saying the kitchen sink if it helps FFP. The FFP thing was massively over-exaggerated by the way as well, in terms of how much trouble Chelsea were in with FFP. Massively over-exaggerated. What else have we got here? Jackson looks average. No, I don't think he does. Can't be the leading striker, but this is what people are saying. Like, people barely watch Jackson play or don't know much about him, and they're deciding that he's not good enough for Chelsea. He can't be the leading striker. But then we spend loads of money on experienced centre forwards, and they're dog shit. So why shouldn't we try something like this? I think we're too soft, guys. A multi-millionaire, most would call it irresponsible behaviour. If you keep pissing your money away and losing it, no, I think that's very harsh. Totally disagree with that. Send in Phil Mitchell Egbali. Mate, Egbali I met Egbali before a game. I can't remember which game it was last season. Mate, the guy's like a mafia boss. He's a don. When he turns up to negotiations, you know shit's serious and it's getting done. Gonzalo Ramos, 100 million euros, no chance. Martinez needs to play off a true 9. He's more like another Nkunku. Benfica getting Enzo flashback. Need a reliable. This is the thing, right? We either need someone that's going to get us 15 to 20 league goals and rely on one player for the majority of our goals, or what we need is someone that's like maybe a 10, like anywhere between 8 to 12 goals, but we get that from multiple players. So we'd have Nkunku chipping in with between 8 and 12, and Mudryk and Madueke and Sterling and Jackson and Breuer or whatever. You know, you either get someone who's going to get you 15 plus goals a season, or you improve what you've got and hope that those guys are going to bring you kind of 10 goals a piece between them and you make up those 40 goals. It's a tough one to do. Harry Kane would love him. I'd take being RB right now, in all honesty, want to cut this year. Yeah, exactly. Lautaro says it's shocking that. I think that's a bit harsh. I don't agree with that. Put massive offer down on the table for Kane. See if that stubborn stuff had Levy. No, Levy will never sell to Chelsea. No chance, particularly not Harry Kane. Good luck dealing with De Laurentiis for Osimhen. Yeah, it's not going to happen. I think people need to remember we have Win Stanley and Lawrence Stewart have really good experience in data and the translating that from Monaco. Exactly. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. People just don't seem to ignore that. Osimhen, the heir to Drogba. Guys, we're on 82 likes on my channel. As Daniel said, let's get this to 100 likes, people. 83 likes. People, get this to 100 likes on my channel. Get it to 150, 200 likes over on Chelsea Fan TV. I'm going to round this one out in a few minutes' time. But let's get this to 100 likes on my channel. 150 or 200 likes over on Chelsea Fan TV. People, just hover over that thumb button. Give it a click. Massively helps out. Don't be shy, guys. 100 likes on the channel, people. Where is this Rayan and Wirtz news from? Simon Phillips, his sources telling him that Chelsea have registered interest in the pair, but it remains to be seen how seriously they follow up on that interest. We signed mature players, Koulibaly, Sterling, Aubameyang, Lukaku. Exactly. This is my point. Exactly. When Sterling was done like what Cesc to Brighton. Exactly my point there as well. No one is an heir to Drogba as a one-off for sure. Chelsea should go for Luis Alberto at Lazio. Probably not. Spursy fan in here getting salty with progressing while they're going downhill. Yeah, exactly that. People do not believe, but I think we are playing the role of underdogs. It really suits us very well. It could suit us well. Soboslai, if he comes to Chelsea, will be a 60 million backup 10 to Nkunku. No, I don't think he would have been. I think he would have definitely played. Jackson's stats are really good. He could easily have got 20, 25 goals in the Liga next year. And we drop 80 million in him. Exactly. This is the point I'm trying to make. I swear people forget that we spent 600 million. That will be total cost of transfer, but FFP is a yearly thing. Exactly my point. Enzo's going to cost about 15 million pounds over 6 or 7 years. So it is obviously a lot of money, but over that amount of years, it's not bad at all. Should we go get Caicedo, Milinkovic, Savic, and Cherki? I wouldn't say no to that, but I think 2 of those are still quite unlikely. Bro, no shirt sponsor yet. Still waiting. We're still waiting. Tony's not anyway. I want to be a little joke about Chelsea fellow will be broke at 40. Right, okay. I totally disagree with that. Spurs fan in here, salty. Yep, done that. Enzo will get 15 assists. Let's hope so, mate. Enzo split not by 9+ years, 8 years with option already triggered, so it's FFP. Exactly. Dacho Fofana never got a chance. No, Jackson will get a chance. Dacho Fofana wasn't really good enough at that point in time. Jackson is good enough. Dacho Fofana was coming from Norway, and Jackson is coming from La Liga. Totally different. He can do, but he also tends to play wide. I think he's one of those that can play wide. Where would Soboslai play in the 11? I'd probably play him as 10, or he could play him wide left or right. He's quite versatile. Mudryk and Cherki on the wings going to be the most entertaining team in the world. No, yeah, that would be good. We need someone to be able to. Look, I don't think Havertz and Mount snakes us, but yeah, we do need someone, people. We do need someone, but yeah, I'm probably going to look to round this one out, guys. I've got no idea if any breaking news has come because I can't see anything on Twitter at all. I'm going to presume not. What I'm going to do actually is have a quick check on my phone on Instagram before rounding this one out, guys, because obviously you can still see Instagram and Fabrizio is still posting things over there. Let's quickly let's see if Twitter's working on the phone first as well. I'm getting notifications. Good. Am I getting my rate limit exceeded? Right. Twitter and Elon can go fuck themselves. Let's just check Instagram very quickly, guys. See if there's any updates from Fabrizio on this. No, I don't think there's any Fabrizio updates, guys. So yeah, going to look to round this one out here. Last couple of bits in the chat, very, very quickly. At this point, fully expecting to get sponsored by Aquafresh or Audi. Yeah, maybe so. What do you call joining our biggest rivals then? Yes, we are actually linked. No, but what I'm saying is like, you know, look, you don't. What do you? No, I don't think. Like, being a snake is like for me is leaving for the wrong reasons and all that sort of thing. Havertz getting like over 300k at Arsenal, didn't really want to be at the club anymore. It's a good deal for both parties at the end of the day. You know, I don't have an issue with that at all. Mount going to United, we obviously know what's been happening there as well. Wait for more facts to come out, but yeah, we're going to reserve judgment until all facts are out. 60 million for Nkunku, which is a great deal. So much like us the same amount. Yep. Nope, Twitter is not working. The Freezy, big up my guy. Havertz was crap. He was. Thanks for the stream, mate. No problem at all. Thank you for tuning in. Great stream, mate. I'll see you next week when Cherki is on his way to the bridge. I'll be back tomorrow anyway. But why do this? Look, players make mistakes and stuff. I'm not going to judge humans because they've made mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, you know. And someone that's, you know, a gambling addict shouldn't be, you know, abused or whatnot for that. No, there are some Cherki links. There's interest for the club, but no solid Cherki links. Yeah, big up my guy. Yeah, people, I'm going to round this one out now, guys. Still 279 of us locked in across both channels. Final push to get my channel to 100 likes and Chelsea Fan TV to 150 plus likes. We will 8 more likes on my channel. So make sure you smash those likes on the way out, guys. Make sure you subscribe to both channels as well. It's greatly appreciated. Help us on our journey to 4,000 for me and 200,000 over on Chelsea Fan TV. Links to both channels are now in the chat. So please do give them a click. Just quickly hit the subscribe button on both channels and support our journeys. It would be greatly appreciated, guys. So please do hit the subscribe button on the way out. Smash the likes on your way out. Big thank you to every single one of you for locking in as always. It's greatly appreciated, guys. Appreciate each and every single one of you. I really appreciate the fact that, you know, you sit here and you tune in, you get involved, and you watch me speak about Chelsea. It's kind of mad, but you know this is where we are. And yeah, guys, a massive thank you to all of you for in the chat tonight, for interacting. It's been good fun as always. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Hopefully Twitter's working better so we can go for a bit more news. But yeah, big up to every single one of you guys. Smash the likes on the way out. As I said, subscribe to both channels. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. Have a good Sunday. I'll be back tomorrow with another daily transfer update. Until then, take care. Up the Chelsea. Peace out, people.